You're right, guys. It's another video. I'm outside on the go and we're reading some more of the Dao De Jing, as I say, my favourite book in English. We're reading this. I'm just going to choose one of these chapters here and read it to you in English, and we'll just look at it. Great but humble. What else we got here? What's this got here? Good deeds beget. Do not glorify. Hold on. Refined understanding. Stillness of the mind, the universal formula. Hold on. Knowing when to stop. Let's go on that one, knowing when to stop. This is a good one. It's not the one I want to choose. There's other ones about patience and stuff as well in here. There really are. Let's have a little look at this one quickly, yeah? Across this road. Just look at this quickly, okay? Right. Knowing when to stop. Knowing when to stop, okay? That's what Lao's is saying. Dao De Jing is saying. He says, knowing when to stop. Which is the dearer, fame or the body? Right? Meaning, as in, which is the more worth, has the most value, most expensive essence, you know? So, which is the dearer, fame or the body? Which means more, the body or wealth? Which can be called an ill? Which can be called an ill? Okay. To gain or to lose? Yeah, exactly. To gain or to lose, and that's another one. So you're going to lose, right? It says greater cost comes with greater craving, right? Craving. Greater loss. Greater loss comes with greater accumulation. He who knows what he needs will attract no dishonor. Interesting. He who knows when to stop will come to know grief. Such people can have a lasting life. Right, so yeah. Again, right? Again, you want to look at that again. So this is what Lao's is saying, right? In English, of course. Right, but this is what Lao's is saying. So, Dao De Jing, as I say, chapter 44. So what he's saying is, sometimes you need to know when to stop. The Tao is always moving. Yin and Yang is always moving and flowing, right? It's not your mind. It's the lot. Everything is always flowing and moving, right? In the universe, like the blood in your body, breathing. Everything, right? Everything in your life, right, is moving. Life is a movement. Changes. It's the changes, the constant flow and changing and working together of Yin and Yang. They're not trying to kill each other. They're helping each other, right? It's a flow. Everything and nothing. Hard and soft, always, right? Okay. Fast and slow, right? All of it, in and out. Right? So he's saying here, what Lao's is saying is, basically, you notice he's talking about stopping. Stopping, right? Know when to stop. But what is the stop? The stop is another change. It's just a change. Stop doing this way and you begin another, see? When you stop something, you start something. When you start something, it stops something. So it's always that. It's always the two sides of Yin and Yang. Always. So it says you make a chance. So it's like when you keep on moving in one direction. If I keep walking on this road here, all this way, if I keep talking here, I will never hear anything new, and I will not go that way. You see what I'm saying? And you wake up old, or you might die early. See? So the idea, as I've said already, it can be a distraction. When you're thinking about what is one step or two steps forward or back, what is stopping, what is moving, you know, the meaning, the study, the action, the effort, it can always be the same as moving or stopping. It can always be something or nothing. So ultimately what he's saying is, he's not saying stop, you give up and stop on your life and stop doing it. No, he's not saying that. He doesn't mean that. Okay, it's not what it is. Lao's not saying that. What Lao said is, he's basically trying to say to you, because it's hard in words. When you say words, when you give words or give some kind of direction, it distracts people. If I point over there, someone might look over the street. If I start waving my finger, someone might look up at the tree. Yeah? If someone's smiling, they might take the smile a certain way. Think this means this, or someone's taking the piss or being funny. What I'm saying, yeah? Do you understand? So words can be misunderstood. taken the wrong way. That's what Lao was saying. So the Tao has no words of yin and yang, right? It's nature. There's no words. So if I take one step here, that's the end. That's the journey of never, of forever and never. You know what I mean? It could be this way, it could be this word, that word. So the best thing is listening as your body listens. Not listening to what you're thinking, listening with the essence of the nature of the body, of the universe, of all the truth of yin and yang. Right? As you breathe, as you have lived day by day, but without changes such as breathing in and then out and then in, right? Yeah, or like going to the toilet, eating and going to the toilet. Without the changes, there cannot be a constant. And without a constant maintenance of that, so there can be no changes. So what we're saying is, all changes are the Tao, and the Tao is all changes. So that's what allows us saying. All flow, yeah? All power in all flow in all power. That's what Gong Fu's about, that's what Taiji is about. That's what your whole life's about. Yeah? That's what your whole life's about. Yeah? It's like, oh, my life, yeah. You're looking, it's like some story they're talking about. No. No, I'm losing here. Look. Right, so, that's chapter 44, Dao De Jing, thank you. The language is not important, you have to understand the feeling of it, didn't you? Right, thank you. Stopping this one. Next time we look at another chapter. If I can stop this video.